All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into the first episode of a show that is yet to get a name. We're working on that. We're going to workshop some things, hopefully have one for next month. For those of you that haven't heard me talk about it before, this show is going to be a month-end review, recap, a look forward to the month ahead. I think it's going to be a nice partner piece to go along with Freddie's Fireside Chat and Mike and the Minifans. Two great shows that everyone should be checking out every week if you're a Minifan. But we're going to try to, while we're covering the same topics and we're going to be covering the same content, I'm going to try to go about it as differently as I can. Obviously, they're doing it week to week, so they're able to do a more in-depth conversation on episode to episode, really deep dive into segments. We're not going to be doing so much of that here. It's going to be a broader, more general conversation where we're kind of talking about the storylines, say, that carry on from episode to episode. So say like currently we got, Kane and Mick going at it. So those kind of storylines, we'll kind of talk about those as a big clump. The second thing is I'm going to be trying to bring like activities, things that we can vote on. I got one today, but we're going to be doing different kind of things like voting on who's the best third chair of the month. What's the best network guy of the month, different kind of things like that. Voting. I think that's good. And then the last thing is going to be involving clips. Definitely going to be doing a lot of clips. Today, we're just going to be doing 4 at the end. That's going to be kind of the clip of the month thing. But going forward, I'm also going to try to sprinkle in clips to enhance the show, to enhance the conversation, to start a conversation. We got to find that Goldilocks zone of how many, because obviously we don't want this to become a fucking highlight reel show. So we're going to have to, kind of tinker with that and tinker with a few other things. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this show. I think it's going to be a good time, and I'm looking forward to talk some KMS. So without further ado, let's get into this first episode. I got 3 of my KMS basketball brethren here with me. If you want to bring them on in, John.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, boys.
What's up?
Few the proud.
Very appreciative. Yeah, very appreciative of having you guys on. Got my main man, Mick. Mick, what's going on, pal?
Cinema, always happy to be here. I'm Jordan flu gaming right now. I'm a little sick. There's a lot of that going around in the KMS universe, as we spoke about here before. But happy to be here. Always down to talk KMS, and I think it's a good idea for the show. I think kind of a monthly review to look back on things is good because sometimes week to week we get caught up in it. Especially myself, I'll often fruit and lose my mind, and then days later, okay, we're all good. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's a good idea. So happy to be here, and should be a good show.
Thank you. I think like I said, I think it's going to be a nice partner to now Mike, Mick and the Minifans, and then Freddie's Fireside Chat. But Mick, me and you have been doing a lot lately over the last 7-8 weeks. We did the Surviving Barstool, Mike and the Minifans. Now we're doing this. Of course. Cinema and Mick rolling. We got Beanbag Ron. Ron, what's going on, bud?
What's up? Thank you for having me. Like Mick said, it's nice to Mike and the Minifans is great, but if there's one of those weeks where it's not all like up your alley interesting wise, we got a lot to choose from here, so I'm excited.
Yeah. And I think too, which we've had conversations obviously during the basketball games, and then we hung out a little bit at soccer, but we've never done any shows together in studio, nothing together. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's right.
Too.
We're popping our cherry here.
That's right.
Love it.
And then we got former KMS producer with us, the man who was able to fill in last moment, which I especially appreciate. Patty Ford had to back out, but it's the one and only Coleman. What's going on, bud?
Playoff Pat, man. He's not been showing up late. It's a tough scene for that guy. My God. Both the drips, honestly. Those guys are screwed. Next time they're in studio, look out, because I don't think it's going to go over so well. But yeah, happy to be here again. Been involved with some network stuff recently as well. It's nice to see some familiar faces and not a knockoff Nikola Jokic and a AI chatbot. So this is nice. This is nice.
And then the last guy we got involved too, I kind of hijacked him into basically being my partner on this. I didn't really give him any wiggle room to say no. I just kind of said, you're doing this with me. He's on the 1s and 2s. I gave him the green light to chime in as much as humanly possible. We got Jon from Scranton.
Mick, did you use the same microphone as Kane?
I was going to say.
Did I? I don't know. Let me think. Did he say,
people are asking.
Listen, that shit might be contained through the airwaves at this point.
Really good point. That's a really good question.
Curve the spread.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like pretty shitty, but I sound worse than I am. I was worse a couple days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm blaming Kane. Kane got me sick. This guy's diabolical.
That's a great point. Do they clean the microphones ever?
Definitely not.
Justin says he does it every
That's
show,
gross.
but Coleman's shaking his head. No, that's not good.
Shot.
That's
That's
not-
fucking gross.
Actually, I've cleaned Kirk's like a
Perks.
Good
He's the only one who
handful of
uses it.
yeah. Well, listen, when
That's
RA
you
sat
clean it
behind
for.
there, you know.
when already said.
He took
That's
that
all right. I don't mind. Fuck it.
I'm happy to be here. I'll be popping in when I have something to say.
Appreciate you for everything, John. I can't believe that. Justin, you just gone right against. I'm almost positive Justin said he does it after every show.
Maybe he
Almost
does. Maybe he does, but I don't remember cleaning the mics at all.
I've done a lot of shows with Justin. Never have seen or mentioned cleaning the mics to me.
I have no idea if he does or not, and I know for a fact he does not. There's just no way.
This is now making me rethink everything. I'm in like next week. I think I'm just gonna have to bring some Lysol wipes. Just
There you
fucking
go.
wipe on.
That might be part of the third chair now. Just bring your own wipe or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
might have to be. All right, so let's get into this first month, January 2025. Right out of the gate, Kirk said that this was going to be a busy month for him. Not just him, but the KMS show, all of it. And he wasn't lying. I did a nice little thing to start off. I think I like it. But month by numbers, we got 17 episodes, 16 unique guests this month. That does not include Blind Mike, who I think is a part of the show. And it does not include Jeff DeLoe, who produced the show in Chicago. If you did, that's 18. First 5-show week since March of 2024. Shout out Shark Minahan for that stat.
Oh, I like that set.
Yeah. We got 2 Blind Mike solo shows, which we don't get those very often anymore. Then we got 4 unnamed shows, 3 producer shows, a special appearance on the dog walk with Jeff DeLoe talking movies.
Mm.
And then this isn't a stat, but we also had the location close that's very attached to the show. So a lot of numbies. Big Rick's shut down in Madawaska.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking for you. Yeah, I couldn't think of that now. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. See, this is why we're doing this. It's all the way back to the beginning of the month. We're going to cover all of it. Which Mick and Beanbag, right? Were all of you guys at the Madawaska show?
No.
Nope. Not me. My first live event was the Wilbur.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mine was Plymouth, I think.
The Madawaska show seems like almost like a surreal event in history. Like there should be a documentary about that.
Do we know how many people it was total? Was it like
I do not.
50, 60? I see the pictures and it's a gathering. It's obviously a big gathering to go to basically Canada for a live show in the middle of nowhere. But
It had to be at least 30, right?
something like that, right?
I think it was more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was more than 30. The videos that came from that, though, the fucking people driving through the goddamn snow and shit, that was fucking crazy.
Steve put a lot of fucking work into that too. He
Yeah.
made a bunch of red snappers for everyone.
That's right.
Ice fishing. That's where the whole bed and breakfast thing bit started, right? This fucking show is crazy, man.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I think it just spiraled from the red snappers through all of Steve's food takes. Bed and
No
breakfast
show like it.
all time. One of the best parody songs too. Steve's Bed and Breakfast is all time parody song.
Oh, it might be the best, to be honest with you. It's right up there with Steve's Steve's Liar Guy.
It's by Steve's a liar guy.
No, but the song
Steve's a liar.
Liar. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
meant.
Yeah.
So let's go to a big topic. Me and Mick already talked a bunch about it, but I'd like to get a little bit of Coleman and Bag's take. Surviving Barstool obviously was a huge way to open up this month. Basically spent the first 2 weeks talking about it. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys watch the whole thing? Did you guys stop watching when Kirk was out? Like, how did you guys enjoy the show basically?
I watched the whole thing start to finish. I was a little late to get into it. Like, I think I missed the first couple of episodes when they were live. Caught up at a certain point, was definitely caught up after, like, leading from the break into that next final episode stretch. But yeah, my parents were locked in on it. They were actually even more caught up than I was. It was amazing. I think it really kind of hit its stride leading up to the pink wedding. And obviously Kirk having the idol and everything going into Christmas break. That was all incredible. And then, of course, towards the end, really lost interest with me there when it was all just a bunch of crying. But again, it was phenomenal up to that point.
Seems to be the general consensus, I feel like, as far as viewing this.
I'm about to disappoint you. Sorry.
Oh boy, what do we got?
I watched the first episode. I just couldn't get into it. I kept up with everything, like just listening to the show and clips on Twitter and this and that. And then I watched when Big Cat was outed, which was glorious. But honestly, I think the problem with me is there was too many personalities involved.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a fair criticism?
There was a lot, 24 people, and it was the biggest personalities in the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Is Moobs like a big Barstool personality now? Like
She does like 1 or 2 shows in New York, right?
Yeah, she's like really big with people girls my age, like will always talk about moves. Like if Barstool ever comes up and like me having worked there and everything, it's usually like, do you know Dave? And then with people my age, it's like, do you know moves?
Right.
So
Christ.
really? Is
Yeah.
she just like one of those TikTokers like Josh Richards who has like 25 million followers or something?
yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, she almost lost it there too with TikTok up in the air and everything. But
Yeah, she would have been screwed.
That would have been wild. Imagine that.
Fucking
That
broke,
high, just
crazy.
Homeless.
around.
I was really into Surviving. Obviously, cinema. We did the show. I watched it obviously till the end. It did kind of lose its, mustard kind of after Kirk got eliminated in the whole pink wedding thing. It did kind of slow down for me, but it was a beautiful disaster. There was crying involved, like Coleman said. That was fun to laugh at. People looked pathetic. There was, relationships ruined kind of forever. Kirk and Big Cat, that whole thing. It made for a start of the KMS year very tense. I feel like because everybody knew the Big Cat Kirk beef was brewing, but once it finally came, it was. I enjoyed all the KMS Surviving talk. I know some people like Menners hate it, but for myself, as somebody who's a huge fan of the show, I thought it was fantastic.
I think someone in Kirk's position too, like where he's on Unnamed with Whitney and Dave, who are big parts of the show. Well, Dave more so, I guess, but where he's in that position where he's doing a show with them, like it is KMS kind of became the premier spot to go to for just analysis, breakdowns, inside conversations that went on during the time of filming and everything. It really was a secondary show to Surviving Barstool when there wasn't an analysis show outside of you cinema. So I thought it was great on KMS to be able to have all that.
Yeah,
for Big Cat. Sorry, cinema.
You're good.
As far as Big Cat's career, like it's definitely changed, right? Like I think people think of him different now, for sure. But has
Not
that gone away
everybody, but a
little
lot
bit?
of people definitely.
I think if you're a hardcore like Sporto, you do. Like if you're really, really like diehard Bears fan or even like a Packers fan who can now troll him for this, like if you're a diehard Packers fan, you've watched the Packers your whole life. Like you're fighting with this guy online who's not a real Bears fan, quote unquote. So yeah definitely, I agree. It's changed a little bit.
Well, like with KFC with the cheating wife thing, like someone's always going to be in the comments mentioning Newton.
Yeah,
like always.
Definitely. Yeah.
The Iowa guy that I love, he's done it like 50 times a day. I feel like nonstop.
Yeah, he's always fucking putting that picture
Iowa
up.
Minifan. Yeah, every single time Dan tweets. Very funny. So I would say like after watching Dan's content for like a decade now, I knew that there was going to be no fight in him. Like he's never in the mud. Even when like enemies emerge and there's like that day or two where everybody in Barstool comes together, fucking KFC and Nate and Smitty, all people that don't like each other, they all come together to attack. He kind of always like stays out of that. Like he's not confrontational. He doesn't want anything to do with it. So I felt like falling on the sword was such an obvious thing that was going to happen, which was disappointing because I wanted there to be a new enemy. It's been so long.
Yeah, I think I don't know this for a fact, but it seemed like Kirk almost felt a little bad after he realized how much it affected him, especially because, a couple of months went by from filming to it being released and all the Minifans and everybody else on the internet. It wasn't just the Minifans. It was a lot of people that were just burying him for this whole, not being from Chicago thing. So him kind of coming out and talking about him struggling with it. Like, what are you going to say after that? Like, if the guy's actually like bothered by it, it's like, all right, like, okay, like, it's funny to me and you. Like, I think it's ridiculous to be bothered by that. But if he's being serious, like, what are you going to say? All right, you don't want the guy to like kill himself over it.
Can you imagine that?
Like, Jesus Christ, you're just new and it's not that big of a deal.
Everybody kept saying it's not like you killed a guy. It'd be wild if he killed a guy and it was himself.
Yeah, and you just never could live that down. That's why he never brought it up. It's so ridiculous, dude.
I will say one last thing before we move on from reality. I mean, from Barstool Survivor, which is reality. I'm shocked that Beanbag, you have such a reality TV show vibe to you. It's not even funny. And I'm a huge trash TV fan. I could see you on the Real World, like without a doubt question.
Fuck off, John. Get out of here.
I mean that in a good way. I love trash TV.
No. That's fine.
Minifans at the first Madawaska, 68.
Perfect.
Oh, Mick was like almost dead on.
Stat right there.
Yeah.
I gotta find a way to get a few of those people on and I could just do a podcast with like 3 of them and just talk about the show. What were you saying, Rob?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not a
Y'all
huge
are
reality guy.
fired.
John, get out of here. Go. Never mind. Fuck it. Let's move on. I love Jersey Shore in the real world. That's it.
Jersey
Yeah,
Shore's my guilty pleasure. I'll always put that on.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Jersey Shore.
That's not. You shouldn't be guilty about that. That is just.
You're right. You're right.
That's
You're
an
right.
old-fashioned pleasure, son.
I'm not guilty about it at all.
During COVID, I was just looking for shit, and I got hooked on the Georgie Shore, which is the guys from like Newcastle, England, but it's the same show. Oh, it's fucking awesome! It's wild.
Is it just as like stupid? Is it? Same?
Oh, it's yeah. It's but it's like crazier because they're fucking they're all from the UK, so it's just like more sex, more drinking, more everything. It's just up a level.
Oh fuck yeah!
Did Coleman just leave? Oh, there you go.
Just died for a second. All right.
Yeah, no. If you like trash TV, I definitely highly suggest that one.
Just on the Kirk and Big Cat and the whole team thing. One last thing, like I explained to one of my friends who works in the trade, and he knows nothing about Barstool, nothing about like Twitter or anything. I was like, yeah, like it's a big deal. Like he said that he was a Bears fan his whole life, and people found out he's from Newton. And the guy looked at me with a dead face. He's like, so. Like just was so just like and like it made me like, in perspective. I'm like, yeah, it's really not that fucking big of a deal. Like why was it such a big thing?
I think the only time it really like comes into play is what Kirk mentioned a bunch of time with like the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah,
there's like this huge drought, and it's like you've been a Cubs fan for like 2 seconds, and it's like we finally did it. Like that's bad luck.
Yeah, and I think people like hold it against him because are you trying to do it to advance the business, or are you trying to do it, that sort of thing? Like, but I mean, it is what it is. It's really kind of something for me. I just laugh at it now.
It'll always be a note in KMS history.
Yeah, and we've all known that forever too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
That's true. So let's get into a couple of different kinds of shows. Basically, I mentioned Blind Mike solo shows off the top. Don't get too many of them nowadays. We got 2 of them this month. I think that's like the perfect amount of these shows. Like I enjoy them. I feel like it's a different vibe in the room where Kirk likes to kind of play and fuck around with whoever that third chair person is, whether he knows them or doesn't know them. When Mike's in there, I feel like it's a little more grounded, kind of sticks to the producer notes and shit like that. It's a different kind of show, but I enjoy them. I think once every 2 weeks is good. What do you guys think?
I mean, I can tell you from experience too, when it's just Mike in the chair, in that producer role, you're kind of having to dig deeper too with topics, just because you don't have that extra guest to pull stuff from, to be able to go to have weird interactions with in the morning.
Right.
Like you're kind of digging deep there. And I think Mike helps with that as well, because he'll sense when the guys are kind of struggling a little bit and kind of add in a bit more. And that's where you get some really crazy conversations that, go take up a good deal of time.
Yeah, I enjoy the solo shows with Blind Mike. I think you get the best out of him sometimes when it's solo. Like, I'm not to say that he's not great with third chairs, but sometimes when it's just Kirk and Mike riffing off each other, and a lot of times he'll go at Justin because he knows there's not, if there's not a lot there, like they'll kind of make fun of Justin for something, and that'll turn into a whole thing. Like he's got a great sense for the show on kind of when to pick at the producers and just kind of when to let Kirk do his thing. I enjoy the solo shows a lot.
Yeah, I agree. It's all reliable. I mean, those 4 guys with Cullen and Justin, Mike, and Kirk, obviously, it's always going to be a good show. Like, you know that for a fact. So I loved it. And you said once every 2 weeks. I'd take it once a week, maybe even more.
Okay.
Do you guys like Mike being in there with the new people? I know, did that happen this month, or I know that's kind of somewhat new. They were putting the new third chairs with Mike.
I do think that is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's great for the new guys. It's great for me, like personally. I fucking love having Mike in there. He carries the show when I'm in there, like as far as the other chairs go. But absolutely,
I feel like there are some shows where me and Mike get like all of a sudden like almost sidetracked and become like very buddy where we're like having our own little riffs like during the show.
He's one of the easiest guys to get along with, and anybody that I've ever done like a podcast with. And me, I screamed at him once and he screamed at me, but other than that one interaction, we've always been pretty positive with each other. And I just, if you can't get along with Blind Mike, especially on the air, you're just an asshole.
And you got to listen for the one-liners that Mike throws that are like under his breath, even sometimes. There's nothing better than Mike just cooking on the side off some weird comment that someone throws out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll suck him off to completion here. He's got a very infectious laugh too. And who was the guy that said that he wasn't like very welcoming or something? That couldn't be further from the truth.
That was Bish. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was Bish.
Bish, you read him wrong.
Okay, so actually, yeah, would you guys prefer to have a show with, say, like you obviously have your mic? Would you rather have Bish or no Bish? Or do you want like 50-50?
I like the kind of the surprise element of like a third chair who we don't know, and if they're really bad to me, sometimes that's even more fun. Like someone like Bish who just said nothing at all the entire show, and he was just sitting there like just next to Mike. It was almost just like a fan watching the show, but he had a microphone. So I enjoy them. Like I said, I like the Mike solo shows; they're always good. But getting a random crazy third chair in there, whether it's a guy like the yellow shirt guy or Cheeks or anyone like that, like you can't beat it.
Dan, I honestly should send yellow shirt guy a gift basket every single year, like on the anniversary of that show, and just be like, thank you, because you made this show as easy as humanly possible for me to do.
Yeah, you were in there with him.
That was my first show I ever did.
Oh, that's historic.
That's crazy.
What do you think of all-time episodes? That's right up there, like top 10
Absolutely.
for sure.
I was, dude, like maybe 30 seconds into the show, Kirk says I look like a more brain dead Marty Mush. I laughed it off, and then 5 minutes in, he literally tells Yellow Shirt Guy to not speak for the rest of the episode.
Was that your first show, Cinema?
My first show, yeah. It was such a great feeling. I was like, wow, no matter what I do, I'm not going to fuck up like this guy just fucked up.
That's a great spot.
Yeah, it really was. We were kind of just talking about what I want to lead right into next, which is something that they talked about on the producer show, which was trying out third chairs before they do their first time, would be doing a show on the network. I think when I did Minifans with you, Mick, I think I said that I liked that idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. I've 180'd in the last like 10 days or whatever thinking about it, because that eliminates the guys like Bish, which do lead to some great episodes. Mm-hmm. Like this, like you don't have Bish on, you don't have that Joe politic guy if they go on to the network first.
Right.
So the only thing you're going to get is guys that aren't terrible, which is good for the show, I guess. But there is that dynamic. Like you remember the Bishes and fucking the Joes and the guys that would just like wallpaper there.
Right. And like, I think
I don't remember Joe at all. Who's Joe?
I don't why like he always stands out to me, but he was the guy that helped out with the debate show, like the debate show.
Oh, that guy.
He's older. He's older.
Yeah. He was
I thought you meant the pizza guy. I got you now.
Pizza Joe. Man.
Yeah, I mean, he's
brutal.
Yeah, he's crazy himself.
You can toss him right on the list. He fits in perfectly in this conversation.
I got you now.
So which would you guys prefer? Would you rather have them tried out and get slightly better talent, or do you guys like the sometimes awfulness that comes with it?
I like the awfulness, but if you're trying to be a reoccurring guest, I think your best way to do that is to get on the network, maybe get a show, try to get involved like that. But if you're just looking for like a one-off episode, I think having the element of a Bish or someone like that, I think it's just funny, and it's funny for us fans who are going to listen no matter what. It might not be like the most compelling content that day, but it's just funny to see some idiot, awkward guy sitting there like, what is going on?
I think the good thing with doing it, and maybe not necessarily like Freddie's show, but Mike and the Minifans, like you're able to sometimes get additional storylines about that person from them appearing on a network show. Mm-hmm. So they're coming in and it's not just awkward, unnatural, and wallpaper. Like you may have some ammo and some audio as the producers do, like to be able to clip and have for that person coming in. So I do like the idea of maybe, popping a couple few back and giving some tea, some random story or something that comes in.
Thanks, John.
I want to talk about that on the network lately from Kirk.
I think Mick nailed it.
Apparently me.
I think Mick nailed it. I mean, if you want to like get into the network stuff, I think it's a good idea to like, either start a show or like, appear on Mike and the Minifans like a couple times. And then if you want to keep going in, like, that's good. But if you want to be a one-off, I think a good requirement, you write down like 5 things about your personal life that Kirk can pry out of you. And then, it gives us something to laugh at.
Well, he usually starts out with the where are you from, your parents alive, how is your upbringing, and then usually usually those first 3 or 4 questions, somebody says something like, "Oh yeah, well my brother, like we don't talk to him," and it's like, "Oh, well, what's going on there?" And then it's
lesbian daughter who cuts
Wales.
hair.
Yeah, then you never know where it goes.
Yeah.
Gay brother that lives in New York.
All right, next, continuing on the same thing of fucking around with show episodes. Stevie Alive to Tape, friend of the program, he put out a tweet a couple days ago that basically said, while he loves Mutt, he doesn't miss having Mutt necessarily on the show, and he kind of likes the thought of Mutt just having to sit at home and listen like on his radio like we all are. I gotta be honest, I fucking love Mutt. He's a wicked nice guy. I love talking to him, and
oh boy,
I kind of agree with Steve on it. I never like wake up and see like who's on and go, oh man, I wish like Mutt was on today. And that's not saying I don't like Mutt shows, because I do, but like I never have that thought in my head of like, oh man, like I wish Mutt was on the show today.
So I would be lying to you if I woke up a lot and said like, yeah, I wish Mutt was on KMS today because of a topic or anything like that. No, like not even saying that like I'm going to listen no matter what again, but like I just mean like there's not many topics where I'm like, I need Mutt's opinion on this.
Right.
But he's still very good on the show, and him and Kirk riff together like Blind Mike. They have very good chemistry. So I miss him on the show. Like I'm somebody that wants Mutt back sooner than later. I don't want this year-long ban. But like because that's kind of his expertise, just being like one of Kirk's pals and kind of riffing off the show and being involved in the basketball. Like he's a sporto at heart. He's a horse racing guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's not a big movie guy or anything like that. Like he's just kind of like a great character to have on KMS.
I agree with that.
I think with Mutt, you know, a lot of people said when Gus left, like my shield is gone. And I think it could be said that, you know, when I was gone, people thought it would maybe go to Justin. I think it all went on Mutt, honestly.
A lot of it.
I think I was Mutt's shield. Yeah. So I love seeing Mutt getting absolutely and we had beef. We went back and forth for a while there. I love seeing Mutt get torn up, and I at the same time still love the guy too. So yeah, I miss Mutt horribly. I need him back. But it's fun. It's interesting without him too.
Did you ever really like hate him, Coleman? Because like during basketball, you guys like got along, but you'd troll each other. Was there ever a point where you're like, fuck this guy?
Sure. I think definitely
they had a rap battle against
I think that was
they
the
rap
peak of
against each other.
That was the peak of it. I respected him coming back at me during that, and then also at basketball, whoever was on the team was going to be on the team, and I was, you know, down with them. So yeah, at that point I was all Mutt.
That's part of being a team player. Got to put that shit aside.
Definitely.
Did you write that? Did you write all the lyrics to that song? Because that song was pretty fucking good.
All of them, yeah. Even the like
that was
AI recording one, yeah.
That got brought up recently because that was like a year ago today, right? Or right around this time. I feel like one of the KMS historian accounts retweeted you like testing the mics and everything, and it was like,
yeah.
I thought it was during that time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah, I miss Mutt.
Yeah, you're a big Mutt guy. I mean, like I think we're all big Mutt guys. So yeah. I take that.
But I do agree with the fact that like there isn't really a day where I'm like, oh,
right.
Fuck, like I wish Mutt was on for this. You know, he's just great with Kirk.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. Like I said, it's just kind of like a lot of people were upset about that tweet, and I was like, you know, I get what you're saying. Like I do get what you're saying.
Right.
Let's see here. You know, all those people that are like really pro Mutt that are gonna not give a fuck if there's an actual 6-month hiatus on the horizon. They're gonna be fucking worried about that, nothing else.
Well, one last question on the whole Mutt ban. Do you think the PGA guy? Do you think he feels bad about it at all?
No.
Even
that guy is fucking cold-blooded, man.
he was matter of fact, right? He just got to the point. He was like, "This guy needs a job. This is embarrassing, Kirk. You got to help him. He's a father." It was like, Jesus Christ, dude, relax.
Part of me almost wants the double down too next year.
No.
If we get back to it and someone says Mutt again, I think it's hilarious if it happens.
That's fucking evil, man.
Don't put that out there. Someone will do it.
It would be great. Hell, I might try and win.
Dude, I wasn't kidding when I said that's like I would never have wanted to won that in a million years. Like if I had won it, I don't even know what I would have done. I would have fucking broken down.
You didn't have anyone in mind, like Steve from Gloucester or something? Because I would have done that.
Honestly, like I would feel bad. I know how much I love like being asked to go in and do the show. And even if I don't like Steve, like I would feel fucked up just being like, hey, you cannot go in anymore. I don't know. I would make me feel bad.
Could be you, Cinema, for all we know.
Yeah,
It could be you.
Cinema's good on the show, and he likes going on the show. And like I feel like if you took it away from him,
Right.
like that's just a bad guy to take it away from. Andy Mayo, on the other hand, who abuses the show, he abuses the Minifans. He's somebody who's on my list. He's somebody who needs to go. I
I think you love a Mayo show.
I think that's who
I
mentioned.
love Mayo.
I think they're hilarious shows.
I like them too. I can't help it. A big Justin bit month, especially towards the back half of the month.
Oh
We had the earthquake, we had the teacher with Mr. Guptill, and then we had the chicken period. 3 very, very different bits, all in the matter of like 10 days. I can't even decide which one I like best, but I do think the funniest dynamic is him with his teacher. That's the one that kind of I think is the funniest dynamic, like as far as it's weird from all points. Like it's weird from Justin's point. It's kind of weird from the teacher's point. The teacher has to be listening to the show, right?
Yeah, or he needs to be arrested. One of the two. Like
Mick Bait, he's back.
There. He's either a great Minifan who's playing into it, or this guy is weird, because the end of that email said "you're hard to forget," which that's a little strange.
That is fucking strange.
Something going on. A great bit by Justin. I'm proud of him for kind of opening up to the Mr. Guptill, criticism and saying, I'm going to be honest here. Like me and Mr. Guptill had a weird relationship. Now that everybody's viewing it, this guy's a predator is really the only way to say it. The guy's preying on high school kids. That's what it is.
And we forget it started by Justin not saying that Buffalo didn't have a lot of history. Like that's how we got there.
Holy shit, that's good.
Are you
memory.
kidding me?
It's a very good point.
Oh man, I will say Justin is like a fucking giant though. He is hard to forget. But especially when he's bringing in cakes and shit. Nobody else did that. Like,
That's the thing.
No chance. Nobody
That's
else used an
what's been-
abacus instead of a calculator.
That's what's been so good about each of the bits is that they've added more and more to the lore of Justin being a bits guy. Like it goes back, and at this point too, with his mom being involved, it's like it doesn't just go back for Justin; it runs in the family. Like
it's a bloodline.
Oh yeah,
you're absolutely
crazy.
right.
Like that's what I meant. Like that one is kind of like Justin keeps saying it was like it's just like a bad joke. It's like I kind of get that. Like, all right, mom was trying to be fucking funny with her teenage son. She's a fucking weirdo, and it's a terrible joke.
It's so fucked up,
But
man.
the closeness in that email just
That's what I mean.
threw me off,
Something
man.
weird there. Yeah, that was years later too. He was comfortable sending that. That's what's weird. Like he trusts Justin enough to be like, yeah, he's not going to show anyone this. Like there's something going on there.
Didn't Justin say it was on a podcast?
Oh yeah, that's right. He's I have a question for you. Yeah.
I don't know if this was like an intentional bit or not, but that snippet he put on Twitter, it was like just one cut off sentence about him being like, yeah, how could I forget you? It's like, what else was in there?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, just a fucking Kirk's joked around about Justin being, sexually abused as a child. If it turned out that he was actually a teenager by a teacher like half his size, I think that's significantly funnier.
I'm not putting anything past Mr. Guptill, honestly. I'm not.
Him ending it with the Buffalo line too. Like that had to be he has to be fucking listening.
Yeah.
The question is he like just a KMS guy or is he a Justin guy? Like is he
right.
Or
a shrine of Justin.
was this another Justin bit? Was it a Justin fake, email there?
Really,
I'm just throwing it out there.
AI may be involved. Something like that. That's
don't say that. It would suck. And I trust the Guptill story, but
I don't like what you're doing here.
Maybe that email.
I'm asking questions.
Maybe Bill Trudell on the other end of that email.
Yeah.
Bubble.
But if he fucking pull all that out of his ass, that is impressive in itself.
Definitely.
So I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, no.
But no, it's all real.
Yeah.
And Mr. Guptill is a real guy. My sister had him.
Oh, that's right. You were in that day.
Yes. Yeah. I actually, yeah. I knew the Guptill bits and I kind of started it, I think, because I just love it. I love Justin bits. They get me every time.
Oh man, I didn't laugh as hard during that one. The chicken period. I was belly laughing. Belly laughing.
I during the earthquake gate, that was I was there for that. So that was like a bit involved, but it was more Justin celebrating like that he was right, and that's what made Kirk mad. And then it turned into, no, we're gonna hammer you and make you look like an idiot. You know, there was no actual evidence that Justin knew there was an earthquake. I don't think he was doing a bit. I think he actually felt the earthquake at some point, and then was mad enough that like we didn't, because I didn't feel it at all. Like I did not feel it whatsoever. The play it again guy claims he did. There's no chance he did. He didn't react at all. He's like, yeah, I felt it too. Like earthquake. You just didn't say anything. Nobody said anything. Like it is bizarre, but I think that wasn't really like I don't think he was playing it up. I think he was genuinely like frustrated that nobody was believing him, because after his celebration, he thought he had it.
Let me tell you, I thought there was an earthquake every time my work building shook. I'd be in California. It'd be constant fucking earthquakes.
And the thing is, you're hearing too every once in a while now after that, like Justin will say, like, was that something? Like you hear it coming up now all the time where he's like, truck, or like he's never gonna not say it ever again.
Oh, he's got like PTSD now.
Yeah, where if there's any slight
Everything's an
noise or
earthquake.
anything, I hear him all the time where he's just like, is that something?
Hey, him calling out that meteorologists like snap call. I was like, wow, you know what? Justin had to have gone home that day and done a little bit of research, because it was Dave who was like talking about how a meteorologist contacted the show and said there's no way that Justin could ever feel it. And Justin was like, oh, I don't think that's like a meteorologist's job. And then I can't remember the actual name of the position, but he popped it right out. And even Kirk was like, okay, that's correct, Justin. Good job. I like the idea of Justin going home and just Googling that shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's more
I
like,
was listening. I wasn't watching, but like, was the producer room, like the camera just like just shaking like a motherfucker? Like, I hope he did that.
It's like anytime you nudge that table, that camera shakes. Like there's no evidence that was because of an earthquake, but we'll believe him, sure.
Yeah, my camera's already done it like 3 times during this show where I've accidentally like moved too hard and it fucking nudged and moved a little bit. So that's Kane was defending him. Kane said he saw a move.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not a great argument.
It's not the best guy to have.
Do you retake your stance? Did you?
You never want Kane on your side ever.
In between his like 1,000 blinks per second, he saw it shaking.
Which is so funny when he says he's not doing coke. He's
oh yeah,
come on, I mean, yeah, please, yeah. That's
makes
like
you lethargic.
That's like me saying you're on the show. Like, come on.
Oh fuck, he's been getting it from fucking all. I just saw right before we hopped on, Patty Ford's basically starting a block train. Well, actually, yeah, you were part of it, right, Mick?
Yeah, he said that the winners will be auctioned off to a dinner with me and Pat Ford. I don't know if I can handle that, but I'm willing to participate. Fine, whatever.
I do actually want to say that on Patty's behalf. Like he did bail last minute, but he also did say that his daughter was in the ER, and I was like, that seems like a pretty reasonable reason.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, Mick, we got to keep the same standard though. Okay. We got to keep the same standard.
Sure.
As soon as I heard ER, I was like, "Fucking, what was it, B-Mac?"
I've used that excuse before.
yeah. Crohn's.
I believe you.
Yeah.
You have kids?
No.
That's why I was like, wait a second, guys.
Oh, but in college, if I had Crohn's, I would be using that fucking daily.
Yeah, just because people don't even really know what it is. So I'll say it sometimes to like somebody who I used to work with or something, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, are you like okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But like, some people don't know what it is. So you can get away with it.
Yeah, you can't question that. Like that guy is not lying.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Return of Mike and the Minifans, longest running show on the network. Mick, how are we feeling so far? It's been 3 weeks. How are you enjoying the hosting gig?
I'm enjoying it a lot. A tough last episode. A little all over the place, but for the most part, it's been fun. I enjoy doing the show. I like talking KMS with anyone, especially at the end of the week. I love kind of end my week. I'm not really doing much on Friday nights, to be honest with you. So I enjoy hosting the show. I enjoy talking to everybody, and I think it's just fun to have it. I meant this when I think it was the Big Cat Kirk beef. One of the Fridays during that whole thing, we didn't have a Mike and the Minifans, and I was like, this is one of the most controversial weeks in show history, and we don't have a Mike and the Minifans right now. Like Menner's put it on the shelf or whatever, and Fax was doing it alone. So I was like, we gotta get the show back rolling. So I'm happy to do it.
I'm enjoying it so far. That's a show, like you kind of said, that's a staple. Like we got to have it.
Right.
We got to have it. That's kind of actually how this show started, was because I told John, actually, I was like, I would like to occasionally when I can, like I would like to host like a one-off on Mike and the Minifans, but I know they were looking for like a permanent host, so obviously I can't like kick the permanent guy out of his job for the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, we might need you, Cinema. I'm not gonna lie. There's going to be a time where I'm gonna need you to host. So stand by, please, if you will.
As long as I know ahead of time, like I can definitely, if I can plan ahead, I can definitely do it.
Hell yeah.
Mick's gonna have to see about a dog in a couple months. So
Oh, God. There it is.
Well done, Coleman.
No. I hate it, Mick. I hate it. I don't even think you're as mad as I am.
Bullshit.
Wait, about the dog down the aisle thing?
Oh yeah, I'm pissed.
I love it.
Yeah, you see, Ron, you could pull it off because you got the personality. You're like, if I go down there, people are gonna be like, "This guy's pathetic." They're gonna be like, "This guy's pathetic." This is what this is.
No, I forget who was in with you.
Messed
Or did you call? No, you were in. I think it was Steve. You're live tape, maybe.
Play it again.
Great conversation starter.
Yeah,
because I would just use that as my crutch all night, especially if I was single. Fuck yeah.
Like ideally that sounds good. Like I'm with you, but I think more realistically is, you know, the girls are gonna be like, we're gonna dance with the other groomsmen and stuff, not with the guy with the dog. Like, you know, I think I'm retarded.
True.
You know what I mean? They might think like I have like some sort of issue. So
you know the scene in I keep thinking about this in Grown Ups when David Spade he wakes up with the dog coming out of the closet. That's what I'm picturing. Mick's gonna wake up the next day with a pretty little blonde and
I don't know if you guys have ever been a part, like I've been a part of 2 weddings where like the bridesmaid that I was walking in with, like I didn't know at all. So it's like, that's like awkward kind of, because like, nowadays everyone wants you to do like an entrance and shit. And she's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, yes, whatever you want to do is fine. Just like, let me know. But I was like, this is like awkward. I would much rather have someone be like, yo, here's my pooch. And I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's go, baby. Come on now.
I didn't think of that for the after party, like the reception. You're absolutely right. Like doing the walkout and the introductions and all that crap, the dancing, like you are right. Like going with the dog might get a loud ovation. But like the actual wedding's a little weird.
Yeah.
Like the reception when people
please rip the Baja Man.
Going, you know, it'd be great.
Who let the
I don't know if you're gonna be doing
that. Oh my God. Please.
Oh, Mick's gonna have the collar around his neck, like on all fours. The dog's gonna be walking you. And it's gonna get fucking crazy. I love it.
Weird. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are gonna be doing like the pictures beforehand and shit of like the, you know, like the bridegrooms and stuff.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Same thing. It's like you're taking those pictures with someone you don't know, and it's just like, all right, we're doing this, we're doing that. Like, bro, just pose with the dog. Like, you fucking bet. Pooch, roll over and smile. Come on now. Belly rub. The dog.
I was a groomsman in my friend Tim's wedding, and one of the bridesmaids was probably like 5'10" without heels on. With heels, she was 6 feet, and I was towered over. I looked like a child. I was like, Jesus.
That's so brutal.
Like, yeah, I guess I'll take the dog.
I've been there. It's brutal. Being in weddings, by the way, just sucks anyway.
Enough of this crap.
I gotta be honest, I kind of enjoy it. I love weddings.
Do you?
I do.
I'm kind of excited for them. They haven't hit yet, so I'm getting ready. You know,
I'm
my friends
over it now. Like I've been to probably like 7 or 8 in the last like 3 or 4 years. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done. I mean, it's at least 2 a summer, and like they're
excited for weddings.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
Coleman, it is fun for the first couple, and then it gets old real fast.
It's good. You like to dance though, don't you?
I love love. Sue me.
You love love.
Sue me.
Yeah,
I put that on.
Who doesn't like to cut up a rug, John? The fuck?
Exactly.
John, you look like a dancer with your fucking.
I love weddings too. I'm on his side.
Especially now that I don't drink anymore. Ooh, no.
Yeah, exactly.
That's tough. Yeah, that's like I like weddings
because
because you're partying with your friends or your family. You're drinking. Everyone's happy because it's a fucking wedding. I like weddings. I'm always down for a wedding.
I guess that's my issue, Cinema. I feel like I have to be in a good mood, which makes me like almost like compensate for like things that I normally wouldn't accept, where I'm like, I don't want to be dancing in the middle of people spilling drinks on me, laughing. Like let me sit off to the side, but then I look like I'm in a bad mood. So I got to kind of fake enjoy it. So they're good. The first couple are good, but they do get a little old.
And they're expensive too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the hotel, you got to get a gift. You know, you sometimes you got to get a new shirt, something like that. Oh, you're a few hundred.
Yeah.
Easy. Oh, absolutely.
Yep. God forbid you got to travel. Oh
yeah. Oh,
man.
Coleman doesn't have to worry about any of that. But
Points, baby, points.
I was just the best man in my my buddy's wedding a summer and a half ago, and he lives in California, so it was a whole fucking ordeal.
Yeah,
that's where the
yeah.
wedding was. Oh yeah, it was,
Oh.
dude. So many. There must have been like 30 people, probably from 30 or 40 people from Mass that all flew out there.
Was it on your
an
dime?
asshole move.
Actually, you know what? My parents actually picked up that dime.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Hell
fine.
yeah, brother.
Good about traveling with the family. That is good.
Oh yeah. No, we had a good trip. We got a sick Airbnb, like right on the ocean. Great time. But anyways, enough about weddings. So yeah, Mike and the Minifans rolling strong. We got an episode coming in a couple days, right?
Yep. We every Friday, 8 p.m. You're gonna find us. I want to ask you guys real quick on the most recent Mike and the Minifans. What did you guys think of Gus? I'm not trying to hammer him. I'm being honest. Like, did you think that do you think he was excited to be there? Do you think he said why did he say yes to come on the show if he just was just like guessing the topics? I didn't really get it.
It's a comfort to me just to hear those weird noises. I'm not gonna lie. So I loved it. We hadn't seen him or heard from him in a while.
Yep.
It felt good. It felt right at home.
Fair.
I loved it. He wasn't great though, but I loved it.
It's the Gus bus. You take what you need.
Exactly.
Are those pictures of Gus? Like, is that what is that?
I tried to ask. He was in portrait mode. I was like, oh, okay, sure. You got it.
Oh my god. He is the real deal, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of a kind.
Absolutely.
I think Kirk kind of said what I said to you on Twitter, Mick, which was it was not your fault in any way. I watched that whole show, and dude, there were like 3 or 4 times where you like literally like gave a question, and there would be like a 2-word response from probably Matt in Providence, and then just crickets.
Yeah,
and you would literally be okay, and
I was literally at one point just reading topics. Nobody would answer. I'm like, all right, next topic. Teacher, what am I doing right now? This is ridiculous.
Is everyone just so high?
Yeah, I don't know what was
I didn't hear it.
That's no excuse.
Here's what it is. It's fun to do the show. Fridays, 8 p.m. We're there.
You got a panel for this week yet?
No, still working on exactly who. Montante's up in the air. I know he's on the show on Friday, so I don't know if he wants to do it or not. He's gonna get home in time, but we'll see. I'm gonna talk to him about it. We'll get someone. We'll get a couple people.
Always love Montante on the network.
Yeah,
he's even more unhinged.
Oh,
than
he's
he
the
is
best.
in the studio. The shackles are completely off. I love when you see him. He's pouring his drink like 2 or 3 times during the show.
Oh yeah,
it's my guy. Let's see here. Laconia, 1 month away. I don't know. Is everybody here going?
I don't know yet officially. Yeah, I'd like to, but again, my schedule I find out like a week of, So hopefully, hope to be there.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Can't you just do that from Laconia or no?
No, we have like full studios and everything at work.
Oh, okay. So
Like
you
with
gotta
like
be there.
green screen and product and everything. Yeah. So
makes sense.
Oh.
yeah, I have to be in office to do
The
it.
show cannot go on without Coleman.
We'll have to pause it. All right, we'll just pause the entire weekend until.
Hey, listen. Hopefully, we're all healthy. At this rate.
It's good. It's a great point. Walking pneumonia is what the doctor said.
Yeah,
Coleman, I feel like you're a requirement to be there.
I know.
You gotta
I'm,
go.
I'm telling you. I'm hoping I'm there.
Coming out of his own private office, as we discussed earlier.
Yeah, I know. It was like city backdrop. I love
Great view. Great view.
I'm extremely excited for the live show, especially with the break coming afterwards and the hiatus. It almost makes it feel like this weekend's going to be a little more, or that weekend's going to be a little more special. I think everybody's going to be fired up. Yeah, like I all the theater shows are usually a pretty big deal. You don't get too many of those, so I've never been to this theater either. I've never been to Laconia, so I'm excited.
Ooh, Laconia's great.
Yeah.
I toured the place. It was awesome. It's going to be a great time.
When did you guys do that?
Back when we were looking for the show. I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was like maybe like a month before I left.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I toured the whole thing. It was awesome. So
yeah.
I'm a massive New Hampshire guy. I haven't been to like Laconia, so I'm hyped. I'm very excited to see a different part of the state. Was it?
I was gonna say, you're gonna be there Friday, Saturday. You staying over both nights?
I'm staying. So me and my girl are going. So we're making just a whole weekend out of it, just to have fun. So we're going Friday. We're gonna go up as early as we can go, which will be like early afternoon.
Yeah,
and we're coming home Monday morning.
Oh, fun, nice.
Yeah,
good little trip.
Yeah, that way we're gonna do, KMS shit Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday we can just fucking do whatever we want. Go check out Laconia and go see what it has to offer and kind of do whatever.
Nice. There you go.
Should be a good time. Speaking of weddings, actually, I'm headed to New Hampshire in fucking 2 weeks for a bachelor party.
Hey.
Ooh, where?
We're going to, it's right outside of North Conway. I can't remember what town it is. Glen, maybe?
Oh, sick.
Good time.
Yeah, it's not Jackson. I think it might be Glen. I can't remember which town it's in, but it's right outside of Conway, like 15 minutes out, which is pretty much the only place to be for a bachelor party in New Hampshire, I think. It's the only place that's got more than like 3 bars.
I think the best bachelor parties are like the ones that are kind of rural, like one house,
I agree.
couple bars, maybe is stripper access if you want it.
There you go. Yep.
And then that's all you need. Like, the city bachelor parties are too much for me.
Yeah, I've done Vegas for one. I've done New Orleans, and then I've done Maine and New Hampshire. And both the Maine and New Hampshire ones, I think, were my favorite. It also was just like a remote part of Maine where like we didn't really get to do anything other than just like drink, play wiffle ball, and kind of hang out. So it was a good time.
That's great. You guys both just said you've done Vegas bachelor parties. I have too. I fucking hated mine.
It's a little wild. I mean, you got to get ready to spend some money. That's for sure.
Oh, the come down is
Yeah,
maybe one of the worst feelings on earth. Like
Oh man, I was out there for like 2 days. Like that's the thing too. It's a bachelor party, so it's like 2 days. That's a long fucking flight to be there for like 48 hours.
Yeah,
it sucks.
but
we did 3.
I was just,
and it was
do anything
way too much.
It's probably too much because doing 3 or 4 there is just a nightmare.
Oh, 4? Oh my god!
You just gotta take one whole day off. Just not leave your bed for an entire day.
Yeah.
But I guess, like we kind of mentioned, hiatus is probably coming right on the back end of this. We don't know exactly how long. Kirk mentioned 6 months. So let's play pretend. Let's say it is a 6-month hiatus.
Okay.
What are we all doing? Like you've already mentioned, Mike and the Minifans is going to go on.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably like to try and keep this show going. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll have to find.
I mean, dude, the archive is endless.
Okay.
I think
so
you could just choose like a month out of the year or whatever.
That's
I
not
think
a bad
there's
idea.
Yeah, there's just so much to choose from. I love it. Keep it going.
Idea. I haven't thought about that. That's for sure.
As far as like the daily plan to what to listen to, like 4 times a week, that to me is going to be the real struggle because I'll still do Mike and the Minifans. I'll still talk to all the Minifans. At some point, I think I'm going to be working on the case and helping them with that. So I'll stay busy as far as like what we're doing in the podcast world, but not having KMS 4 times a week for me it sounds pathetic. It'll fuck my week up. Like I'm used to just having it. I'm used to reacting to it. I kind of like just doing stuff in the morning, having my phone in my pocket. It'll be playing. Like it'll be a weird transition. If it is 6 months, that'll be too long. I think like if a month goes by, we have no KMS and it comes back, that might be almost not a good thing. But I could see where it's like, all right, let's recharge the batteries. Let's get a little more creative. Let's think of some new stuff we can do, and then go from there. But having 6 months, I don't know if I can do that. That's too long.
I don't think Kirk could do it.
Right.
6 months? Yeah. I don't know, man. He's going to be jonesing to get on the mic at some point.
Right.
I think 6 months is insane. Mike and the Minifans might take us. That might struggle because like it's just a week.
I don't know though. It's somewhere for people to go to though.
I didn't mean that.
John, back me up here.
What's up?
What did you do like when Kirk did his mental leaves and stuff? You're an old school network guy. What'd you guys do?
Well, most of the shows I did just talked about ourselves, so we just continued forward.
Oh, sick.
There we go.
Strive forward. No Kirk. Bye.
Which I think that's probably what this would end up almost turning into, is almost like a therapy session.
Definitely.
I love it.
How's everybody doing? How are we handling withdrawals?
That's honestly what Mike and the Minifans will probably turn into as well. Like every Friday, we're going to say, is this the week where to come back? Nope. We're just going to be sitting there itching, scratching, waiting for it. Like we'll
is this the week? Nope. Good show, guys.
Yeah. Well, we had nothing this week, but hopefully we get it next week.
You gotta have a full panel too. You gotta have like everybody there for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. That'd be good. A minute show every Friday. Yeah, that's all we got.
That 5-second thing that Kirk did the other week was
awesome.
Fucking hysterical. That was so funny. I actually mentioned it to you too, Mick. I was like, if we're really off of 6 months, we're gonna have to I don't know who's gonna orchestrate it, but we gotta put together some kind of a Minifan summer get together of some variety.
Right. I was thinking if there is a 6 month break, some, people like us who do the basketball and kind of the other content around the KMS world, we might have to start doing like live streams together or get together like once a week, that sort of thing, just to keep the Minifans rolling, right? We gotta help out. We gotta pick the show up, right? I mean, you can't just pick the show when it's good and it's rolling. You gotta be there sometimes, right?
I've had the thought of maybe doing something as well. I don't really want to lock anything in right now, but yeah, if there is a hiatus or something, I'd like to maybe try and help out in some way. So yeah, would be fun.
Hell yeah.
Can we just play basketball again?
Yeah,
that. Kirk, like 5 people watching it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, it would drop off hard.
Oh my gosh,
that's
sad.
Core listeners that are all just dying for anything related.
Yeah, but the moment where he does show up in like week 9, in the second half, he just comes running out of the room. That'll be a big moment.
Fire me up. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Greg Puller to fucking come through the doors and save us again. Jeff Lowe fucked us with that.
Yeah.
Totally duped us. So mean.
It was one time out where Greg was like right behind me. We're walking over to the bench together. And I look behind me, and he looks like he's in pain. Like he looks like in physical pain. So I'm like, yo, you all right? Like, did you like take a hit? Did you fall? He goes, no, just tired. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Get in line, pal.
I know. I had never talked to him before that day, or never really conversed with him online. I was super friendly before the game and everything. During the game, I was like, hey, you good? And I could tell he wasn't, and he just literally looked at me and just said nothing at all. He was just heavy breathing, like can just stare at me. I was like, Greg, don't say another word. I got
Full court press. Full court press that man was playing.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? I was like mad. I was like, dude, get back. We need you.
All right, so that's pretty much all I had for like questionable topics. Mick, did you have anything? I know you said you had a couple things written down.
Let me see. Oh, I mean, just kind of like stuff that happened throughout the month. Him breaking stories, not getting any credit from the media. Nothing new there. Cullinane versus Alex Cooper's family with the house thing. It was just a little side topic here. One of the most ridiculous things ever said on the show. He was almost mad that a woman who just got a $200 million contract bought her family a house. I don't know why. I still don't get his logic behind it. He thinks they should be paying rent. You explain it to me. I don't know. But yeah, no, I mean, it was a great month. There was, let me see. Any other like topics that stick out here?
That was such a classic Cullinane thing too. Like he did that. Remember when he did the, it was, a fundraiser or whatever, and his someone had a guitar that was signed, and he like fucking died on that hill. It was bizarre. He gets so fired up over the weirdest things.
He does.
Which is why I was surprised when people like he's going crazy with Menace. I was like, I don't know, that seems very Dave.
Yeah,
it seems pretty on brand.
He loses his mind every now and then. It's great to listen to.
Which I was gonna say Cullinane's always been, no offense, Coleman, but Cullinane's always been my favorite producer. I love Cullinane. I think he's the best as far as like, dude, he puts it all out there when you really think about it. Justin does too, for sure. But I feel like broken down and made fun of every single aspect of David's life at this point.
For sure.
Mother-in-law, kids, his mom, his brother, like
some of the most, I would say the most uncomfortable moments I've ever had on KMS were the week that Dave, was quitting the show or that whole thing before the producer search. And it was just Kirk hammering Dave every single second of every show. Like, you're a fucking pussy. You very awkward for me. Cause like, I didn't know Dave that well. And I'm like, hey, I'm here to try to take your job, or I'm here to try to win the job. Like, Dave just getting buried every show. It was uncomfortable to listen to, but Cullinane, he's great for the show. You can hate him like Menners, but at the end of the day, the guy works pretty hard. At times he'll check out, but he works hard. He's good for the show, and he's good on the air. So
I did love during that stretch too when we'd have hallway Dave, where Dave was still there, and would just be like talking about him and everything. You just shout to Dave. Oh, it was awesome. What a run.
Oh shit! I was just say I was in studio too, Mick, for the glass window Saudi Arabia day with you and Montante.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that was a tough one. Yeah, I was scrambling that day.
You held your own though. That was good.
Sometimes you just gotta not let go of it. And Cullinane's great at that too, just going with it. Justin too with the earthquake thing. Like, no, I heard it. Like, I'm fucking right.
Yep. It's not a lie if you believe it.
Exactly. That's
Olga Stanza.
Well said.
It's true. So like I said, that's all I got for topics. This one should be quicker than the last thing we're gonna do. So like I said, trying to put together like little bracket kind of things. So this month I did a third chair. I picked 4 guys that were in the third chair. I tried. I didn't want to do any of the guys that are in regularly. So I took 4 of the guys who've only been in either none at all or once before, twice before. So first matchup, one of my favorite guys from this month that I've been blowing him up, Boston Joe.
Oh,
Boston Joe versus Bish. Who wants to go first?
oh boy. Can I just one quick question before I do?
Absolutely.
Is this who's better or who we like?
Who you enjoyed more? Like which episode? Like who did you think was more enjoyable? I guess on the show.
What was Boston Joe again? Well, I'm drawing a blank. on Boston Joe.
Me too.
Boston Joe talked a lot.
Yeah,
He was the guy that was in a band. He was also the one that tried to ask Big Cat a question, which is one of my favorite parts. Kurt just snap called no. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Which is why I actually enjoyed his appearance on the show so much. He kept like almost setting up opportunities for Kirk to just like smack him down, which I thought was very, very funny.
Yeah, sometimes a bad third chair to say like stupid things is great for the show because Kirk's just like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah.
Like that's fantastic. Yeah, so I'll give Boston Joe the vote there. I'll give him that one.
I'll go Boston Joe as well. Yeah, I just got to look at him, and now I remember he almost looks like Danny Conrad from Barstool, Chicago.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. Boston Joe was awesome. Great episode. Yeah.
Yeah, Bish only said like 5 words, so I think I got to give it to Boston Joe, just like default. Like, yeah, move him on.
A lot of people didn't like him on Twitter. There was a lot of complaining about Boston Joe.
Really?
I think he hates me, right? If I remember correctly, a lot of them do. Yeah, he's no fan of mine, but I like him, so that's fine.
There was one part of the episode where there was like a topic that came up, and he would like very much like jumped on it and started talking about him. And Kirk was like, "This isn't about you." and then he made a reference to Enough About Me like podcast, and Mike just looked over. He's like, "Good one," and the two of them just stopped buddy laughing. And Kirk's just like, "All right, you guys can go out to lunch after this."
I remember I think he kept trying to get off like punny jokes too, and Mike loves that too. So yeah, I was big in on Boston Joe.
All right, other matchup was the Beer Stud, who I think is just a very solid third chair guy. And then against the new guy, Steve Show, very open about throwing his lesbian daughter around. I kind of like Steve. I thought Steve was good.
We need another Steve show. I need to know more. I think that
that was a quick one. That's why
it got cut off. Yeah. So I couldn't even really tell when he was talking again because it was audio only. So I need to see Steve Show again. That guy, I think he kind of reminds me a bit of Pat Ford. Like, I think there's a little bit of drip in him. I think there's some like funny, dry humor there. I'm a big Steve Show guy, saying it early. Yeah.
So I like the Beer Stud. I'm gonna go with the Beer Stud, and I'll tell you why. He was like a quiet third chair, but he was also prepared and engaged. Like anytime Kirk threw him a topic, he had like something to say, a question, even if it was stupid. Like I don't really like when a third chair gets in there and he's like, "What else you got?" Like, "Hey, you got anything?" And they're just like, whatever. Like, it just brings something, even if it's
seen any movies lately or
bring anything. Yeah, it's just like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. So, to me, I thought the Beer Stud was ready to go when he was called upon, and I think he was in there with Blind Mike, if I remember. So
it was the first show of the year, right after the Best of debacle, and he was very well prepared. He had written down like every single repeat that happened, how many times it was repeated. He came in with a full list, like ready to go. So and that was the night before. So he clearly like listened to it through because it was like 4.5 hours. So he was definitely putting in some work there. And then he brought the one of the music Hall of Fame games, which I thought was a good one. I don't usually like games, but sometimes like if they're actually like good trivia, that's the ones I tend to like. And that was a good one, I thought.
They're so hit or miss, the games. Like,
agreed.
If it's sometimes I feel like the people who bring them, they try to make them too like Kirk niche, where they're like, all right, just Kirk will know these, and the rest of the people listening are like, what are we doing here? Like some of the random movie questions from like 1980. Like, all right, I don't even know anything we're talking about here.
I loved the Josh and James game where it was like Kirk's birthday. And it just kept coming back. Yeah. I thought anyone else does that game, it is getting cut short so quick. But because it's Josh and James, They let him go through the whole thing, and then they go, this second half or this round is better, and it's the same thing. Awesome.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is they tried to make it act like, all right, we got a second game.
Yeah, we got part two here.
Don't worry, this is gonna get good.
Yeah. Awesome. I love those guys.
Yeah, those guys are awesome.
You know, I always give credit where credit's due. I was in with Steve from Gloucester this month. I thought Steve had a good game. You were kind of mentioning that only Kirk can play. We had to build our own Mafia squads. I thought it was entertaining. I did it, and I was all right, cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think a game should almost be required if it's like your first time in. But then after that, I mean, if you're just gonna do like what Mick said, like Billboard charts from the '80s, like that's kind of a skip over for me.
Yeah,
but Steve from Gloucester actually had a good show with you, Cinema. I like that show.
Yeah,
I think it was coming off the Dan and Newton thing.
Yeah, Kirk was eliminated the night before.
Right.
So they were surviving.
I like that you didn't let him kind of get away with some of the stuff from, the previous year. Like, we had never had that Cinema and Steve show that had been talked about for so long, and the lawyer and everything. And like, you kind of still brought it to him. It was good to finally see that in some form.
Let me tell you, I still had it in my brain, like 2 or 3 specific moments that I recalled. If we had done it last year, I had fucking my gun cock loaded, ready to fucking go. I listened through every episode that he was on. I took note of every fucking line that pissed me off. I was memorizing that shit. I was ready to fucking, I was ready to go. He's lucky. Foot was off the trigger. It was a year too late. I had already, like I said, I had already killed him. He left the world for a full year. I was like, all right.
So, Cinema, if you're not called up at Mike and the Minifans in Laconia, how are we feeling?
No, that was very quickly squashed as well. That was another one that got ironed out real quick.
Yeah.
I think Steve, like he's at his best when he knows he's an idiot and he's still having fun with it. When he's trying to convince people he's like a serious guy and like takes offense to stuff, it's like I do the same thing sometimes where I like take myself too serious in there. Just go in there and laugh at yourself and like you're a fucking idiot. We all know it. I know it. He's an idiot. It's a good thing. Come on.
I love him getting caught in the fake pretending to know something.
Yeah.
Jay Pace. Dirty Dancing. Yeah.
Yes.
Those are my favorite Steve.
The Dirty Dancing one was offensive.
He does all that whilst pretending he's like a mafia Italian guy too. Which is like, all right, dude, you could drop the fucking Goodfellas thing. Yeah. Like, we don't need to hear a Goodfellas reference.
I forget who said it, but if he hired people for that poker game at his house when
that was me.
Yeah, like if that happened, he'll be my favorite Minifan for the rest of time if he did that.
I'm all the
easily could have been. It easily could have been.
Actors like, yeah, we're to play poker. Just don't say
you were there.
Like Italian ball busting that was going on. I was like, this can't be real. And if it is, it's a credit to Steve from Gloucester's character because it's rampant through his whole friend group. It's crazy.
All right, so you guys both voted Beer Stud, right? No, two Steve shows and 1 Beer Stud.
Who was with Steve's show?
Steve, you're live to tape.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the YouTube takedown 25 minutes in.
Right. All right. For the lesbian daughter, I'll take Steve's show.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna go Steve show too. So we got Steve show versus Boston Joe in the final. Somebody take it away before me.
I'm going Steve Chow. I'm going to give credit to him too. It's Chow.
Yeah.
Put some respect on that name.
Some respect on my.
We need to see more of him. He's a guy that if I was around, I would have definitely wanted back in. I find him a bit of a character.
You want to fuck him or something? What is going on here?
I like the vibes. I like the vibes right off the bat. I thought he was hilarious. I think he's especially if Pat's going to keep dipping out, he's a Pat Ford 2.0.
Beanbag?
I'm with it. Fuck it. Let's ride with Show. Let's ride with Show. Let's ride with his butch daughter.
Just because he hates me, I'm going to go with Boston Joe, just to hopefully make him mad. I'll go with him.
I want to tie it up just so John can take it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, all right, fine. Boston Joe. John, let's go. Get your ass in here.
What are we talking about?
Boston Joe, Steve Show. Who do you got?
Show. Ciao.
Good. That's who I wanted to vote for. I think Steve Chow, whatever the fuck it is. I think he was the most like in on what the show is. Like he knew, he sat back when it was time to sit back, and he threw himself in there when he was ready, and he didn't hold back at all. I thought Steve Chow fit into the world perfectly.
Is it Chow?
That's what they said.
It's Chow.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I think he corrected it. I think he corrected it early on.
You shall.
I don't know why. It was locked
out
in
for
on
Chow.
Steve
Fair enough.
Chow. I'm a fan.
So like
Cinema.
shower without the ER.
Yes.
Who was the Fall River guy that like tried to battle you or something?
Oh,
I
mean,
like that guy.
I love
Cliff.
Cliff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could
I
use
miss
some
Cliff.
too. Yeah. Good guy.
That was a great, like 20, 25 minutes in, we were like very much like, all right, that was fun. Like now we're Portuguese. Let's be together on this. Let's have a good time.
Yeah. Flash the
Yeah.
pen. He's got to come back.
Yeah, I said that to Cullinan once, and I think he said he reached out to him and he said that he got a new job or something like that, so it was tough for him to take any time off to do the show or whatever.
Oh.
I'm sure he'll be back eventually. He's not even, I follow him on Twitter and stuff, and he used to be more active on Twitter, but he's not even that anymore either. He's kind of silent now that I think about it.
Have a nice life.
Yeah, that's what
I love that drive. Fucking
I miss it. I miss him.
It's so good. All right, so Steve Chow, best third chair of the month. Let's get into the last thing here. Yeah, it's a good one. Clip of the month. Like I said, everyone's going to be submitting one clip. This is how we're going to end the show. I'm planning to, at least every single episode. We're going to each submit one clip, kind of say why we submitted it, and then we're going to all vote at the end of it. Can't vote for yourself, and if there's any ties, John will again chime in. What's up?
Can we play the clips and not know who sent them?
Okay. I think
like
so.
I don't know. I'm just suggesting it.
I like
John.
that.
It's fun.
All right.
This is good. I love it. Good job,
All
D-Bag.
right, cool.
So
was
Cinema,
thinking.
you want to like intro each of the, do you know what each 4 of these are?
I do not. I only know what mine
okay.
is.
I'll just go straight down
Nice.
the list then. I'm going straight down the list.
Okay.
Grab bag.
Felt the table shake, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
I thought, "Is that an earthquake?" No, it's probably a truck going by, or
Right,
or
yeah,
the physical
yeah.
therapist
Yeah,
downstairs.
sure, yeah.
I literally go, "What's
You
wrong?"
know, you did not do that. That's
Yes,
a lie.
yes, I did.
That's a
Yes.
fucking
Do you watch
lie.
the video?
That's a fucking lie. Just
In-
watch
in
the
the-
video,
in the
fatso.
video,
That is not what happened.
I
I'll
go like
watch it
this.
again. I'll watch it again, you pervert. I'll watch it right now.
Want me to download it and zoom in on it quickly?
Sure, I
Send
mean,
it to you?
sure. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll watch it again right now.
I can, Dave. I have it right here.
Yeah, but I'm going to zoom on it.
Justin does look down to his left.
Yeah, but Justin, no, but Justin said you did this. Did he do that?
No, it was
He did not do that.
I did.
Another lie.
Another lie. Name the
Another
first
lie.
one. What? I felt the earthquake.
Oh, the big fella.
I don't.
You wouldn't think so, right?
How old a gal is she?
She just turned 20.
Not to be too graphic, but
25.
you should. This is going to sound graphic and gross, but it's not. You should finger her every morning and see if she's having a period. What do you think, Justin? No.
Yeah, I probably won't be doing that.
She wouldn't use her period blood for ketchup on the eggs, would she?
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna end the show.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna kill you.
Kill who?
You.
Why?
I don't know what the fuck kind of question was that?
It's just a question.
And the answer to
People ask
that is
questions like that.
the answer to that is no.
People ask
And
questions like
people
that
do not ask questions
all the
like that all the time.
Mike, is that true or no?
Show me one other.
What was the question again?
In history.
He didn't hear the question. I have to ask again, Justin. I said, did she use her own period blood for ketchup on the eggs?
I'm very surprised that set him off to the level of
Almost to the point where it happened.
What's going on?
Fair question.
Hello.
What the hell is Kane saying right now? This is unbelievable. This is the same guy
Who
who's
is
probably
this?
in the back on it.
Oh,
Kane.
Mick.
Mick, shut the fuck up, you fucking loser.
have no idea
fucking
what
bartender
Unbelievable.
idiot.
Hold on. What do you, Mick?
You don't do any work. The cooks do.
okay.
This is unbelievable.
Stop. Shut up, Mick,
You're a
for 1
fat
second.
Chef. You're a fat chef doing blown the back.
Mick, you don't even work in the business anymore,
You're a
Mick.
disgusting pig.
Without the
is what you are,
chefs,
Kane.
without the cooks, the business doesn't even fucking run, you idiots. It doesn't run
You're
without
a
the
fucking
cooks.
pig.
You want
You're a
to
goddamn pig.
make all your money and not pay tax while the cook in the back
not to laugh.
does all the fucking work. They're there at 10 o'clock in the morning busting their fucking ass.
You sit
And they
there,
gotta
you
pay
make
fucking
comments,
tax
you make
on their
comments about
fucking
the
money and
staff.
you don't have to.
I guarantee you,
So
you're
dumb.
a creep behind the line. You're one of the fucking
No,
creeps
I
that
run
works
the
back there
fucking line,
talking
Mick.
about
I'm the
you're a
one that goes and
fucking
tells
creep.
you what to fucking do, you dummy.
Let enjoying this.
What the fuck?
I didn't expect
Hold on. One at a time for a moment. Mick, first of all, you're saying that Kane does blow back there while he's working?
I mean, a lot of chefs do. Maybe not Kane, but that's a lot of them do.
No, the real chefs don't, because we work in restaurants that you got to be focused. I know you don't work in those kind of restaurants, Mick. You work in those little fucking Chili's or
Okay, sorry, Kane. You're fucking Gordon Ramsay.
That Gordon Ramsay line.
That's unbelievable.
I don't know what happened.
That was a great call.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he bothers me, man. I don't know what to tell you. He legit.
Bet I had to switch it out for a different one.
God, that's awesome.
This is the easiest.
That was
Not great. Not great. Oh,
Gordon Ramsay.
All right. So we saw all 4 clips. I like this idea, Beanbag. Great job. This is definitely
Clip one is Justin's earthquake lies. Clip 2 is finger her every morning. Clip 3 is period blood ketchup. Clip 4 is Mick versus Kane for tips. I'm just gonna call that one cocaine. Where you going?
I guess I'll go first. I think I'm gonna go with the first one. I think I'm gonna go with the earthquake.
Okay.
I enjoyed that one a lot. Especially the Kirk fucking pretending to look around. That was the part that got me the most.
So mad.
When Kirk starts doing stuff like physically, like it's fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
The day I was in too, the day where he started like when Mama Kay was talking about the bird, he's like crawling around on the floor behind his desk. He's like looking around. Dude, I was fucking dying, man. So funny. So I'm gonna go with that one.
I'll go with the period blood, the chicken period blood, mainly because you don't see that type of reaction out of Justin. Mike is very right, and he's like, I'm surprised that triggered him, and you can just tell, like he was like, oh, like he forgot he was talking to his boss, he forgot he was talking to Kirk Minahan, he was like, no, fuck you, like this is fucking bullshit, and it was just like, why are you so mad? And then it turned into a whole thing online, that was a good bit.
Yeah, give me the period blood ketchup and the eggs.
I'm going that one too. I think that is Justin at his most unhinged, as opposed to Earthquake, where he's just like physically trying to play up a bit. Like, no, I'm gonna kill you. That was crazy.
That was crazy because that was my backup. That was yours, Cinema?
Yeah, that was mine.
That's fucking crazy,
awesome.
dude.
That was the hardest I left at the show in a while. Just Justin finally breaking a little bit.
Yeah. And
it turned so fast. Within like 3 minutes, he was like, "No, what? What else about my mom's period you want to ask?" Oh shit! First one. All right, my show, and I won the first. That's
I like that concept where you don't know whose videos who.
Yeah.
The first one was Mick, right? The hurt.
Yeah, who sent and
I
what?
submitted the earthquake one.
Earthquake.
Honestly, I didn't really say anything in the clip. I'm there, but I was laughing out loud during that segment multiple times. It was hysterical.
Yeah, I was the mom fingering.
Okay.
I was the Mick. The Mick call to Kane. They killed me, man.
That was
I would
all
have
good clips.
call the Kane.
Gordon Ramsay. Forgot your Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah,
is
okay,
like
Gordon Ramsay. And accusing
line.
someone of doing cocaine just because of their job. Love it. A+
You're a
mode.
creep. You make comments like, oh, awesome.
Gordon Ramsay.
I
Mick doesn't work in a serious restaurant.
Yeah, I know. Give me a fucking break. I was driving and I slowly was just accelerating. I got to like 95 on the highway. I was like, all right, I gotta slow down here. It was ridiculous.
Dude. Going 95. All right.
Oh shit. All right. So let's see. Steve Chow, third chair of the month. Period blood, best moment of the month. This one's going to be another big one. You know, we got another big month ahead of us. We also have Laconia at the end of the month or the beginning of the next one. So the next episode we do is definitely going to be covering the whole month and the Laconia show, especially because we're probably going to be on hiatus after that. But this was a good first episode, boys. I appreciate you guys coming on. This was fun.
Of course, always willing to do it, Cinema. Just let me know.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, this is good. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. John, appreciate you, baby. Like I said, you have no choice. I kind of just...
Yeah, you're like, I'm doing this show. Yeah, no, I like it. This is good. And it's only once a month. So it's like, if people don't like it, how about this go fuck off?
Exactly. Well said.
Yeah.
That's right.
Take it easy, boys.
Yeah, shout out to the boys.
All right,
shout
guys.
out to Fax, too, for doing all the clips as always, too. Appreciate that as well.
Max.
Talk to you guys next month.
See ya.
Take it easy.